Hey friends, my name is Melissa Rodriguez. I own a thriving marketing agency and I'm a digital nomad. My husband and I travel the world together whilst we work online, and currently we are in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and we've been here for the past 5 months. Last month we got the news of our lives. I am pregnant with our first child. So this poses a series of exciting things and also challenges for our lives, for our business. We know that everything is going to change, and obviously we are doing our best to prepare for that, for motherhood, for paternity, and also for maternity leave, right? As a business owner, I do not have maternity leave provided for me. This is something that I am creating on my own. So this is my series on baby-proofing my business. Week by week, I will be showing you what I'm doing, what I'm preparing to get my business ready for me to essentially disappear for a couple of months and have everything still thriving, running well, and even growing without me. I also share what I'm going through. This is a very big change for me. I know that things are happening in my body is changing. So I will be sharing what I'm going through in this emotional and physical roller coaster. So if this sounds exciting to you, then make sure you hit subscribe. I will be sharing week by week what's going on. So last week I shared all about week 7, which is when we first saw the baby, and week 8 is all about actually me experiencing some of my first negative symptoms. I had felt absolutely amazing until week 8 when I started to feel a lot of tiredness and some headaches. And honestly, this made me take a massive hit in my body image, in my routines, and a lot of things that help me feel good in my life. So I'm going to be sharing more about what that looks like for me and also what I did to handle it. I also talk about my goals in my business, and though I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get there, there are 2 things that I'm 100% sure of. Stay tuned to find out what they are. All right, everyone. So week 8 of pregnancy. Welcome back, or welcome to Baby Proofing My Business. This is a series where I will be showing you throughout my pregnancy what I'm going through. This is my first baby. I am an entrepreneur. I do not have maternity leave provided for me. I have to create maternity leave for myself. So I'm very excited for this, and I'm also obviously feeling challenged by what's ahead, but I want to take you along on the ride with me. So I want you to know what I'm experiencing. I know this was a big question for me before I got pregnant in terms of, okay, what's going to happen with my business? What's going to happen with my identity as an entrepreneur? Am I going to be able to work the same way? Am I going to want to work the same way? There are so many things. What I do know now, 2 things I know for sure. 1, I want my business to continue running. I want my clients to be served. I love my company. I love the company culture. And I want it not to just survive, but to thrive whilst I become a mother. Okay, this is one thing I know for sure. The other thing that I know for sure is that I want to take time off. I want to take a step back in a way, although I'm not such a big fan of that phrase, taking a step back, because it feels like, oh, I'm just kind of like leaving the business, abandoning it. I don't want to see it that way. I want to be less involved in the day-to-day operations is more what I mean. In fact, my ultimate goal is to really not be very involved at all in the day-to-day operations. I think the way that we're going, I'm only going to be involved in the day-to-day operations with a certain few select clients who I've been working with for a very long time. But I want to empower my team to do a lot of the things that I do, okay? So if you're an entrepreneur, you know how challenging this can feel. It can feel like it can be really hard to delegate sometimes, because delegating is difficult. It can be so easy to delegate too little, just like it can be so easy to delegate too much. Now, there's a saying, don't abdicate, delegate. And sometimes when people delegate, that's what they do. They just like abdicate, hand it all over in a way that's unclear, in a way that takes away their power. And that's not what I want to do here. So welcome to week 8. I am 8 weeks and 4 days pregnant. My baby is the size of an olive. So these weeks are critical. All the baby's organs are forming. And you know what? I'm tired. Touch wood, I have not felt any nausea, which is awesome. And the only thing I felt is like I need to sleep a lot more. I'm definitely feeling a lot more tired. And I'm also feeling like I just want to do less. I kind of care less, okay? Which is an interesting feeling when you care so much about so many things. I want to address something. People talk about, okay, pregnancy and body image, and honestly, I had always imagined that this would happen when the bump came, right? That any body image issues that were going to come up for me were going to happen when I, got bigger, felt bigger, because of pregnancy bump and the baby growing inside of me. At the moment, like I said, baby is the size of an olive. There's usually no bump at this stage. However, I have been feeling over the past couple of weeks body image issues, but mainly because of just the way I've been eating. My appetite has changed. The way that I normally would hit my protein goals, I track my macros. So the way that I would normally hit my protein goals would be at least to have 1 protein shake a day. That would get me 25 grams of protein. Definitely helps me getting to my protein goals using just eggs and meat and obviously nuts and things like that, but also not going over my fat macro goal is really hard. I found it really, really challenging, especially as well because, like I said, I'm feeling more tired. So the thought of eating out, anytime we get invited out sometime, the first thing I think is oh yay, there's no cooking that needs to be done. My husband's been amazing through all of this. He's massively stepped up, and he has a really demanding job. He spends a lot of time working, and despite that, he's actually really stepped up. The thing is, I'm just so tired that even the few things that I'm still doing, they can feel a little bit taxing for me, okay? Yeah, so definitely been feeling a lot of pressure, the business, tough situations with clients, having hard conversations. Like I said, there's kind of this feeling that's come across as I don't think not caring is the word exactly, but it's more of the little things that can be big things to other people. I'm finding hard to have that empathy that they are big things for other people. I'm just kind of feeling oh, it's a little thing, And I'm not taking that across to my actions, but I'm definitely feeling a lot of things that weren't uphill for me before are feeling kind of uphill. There's also just this black and whiteness of I know I have this vision of what I want my business to look like and how I want it to run, especially when I'm on maternity leave. And now it feels anything that doesn't fit into that vision, even though I have months to figure it out, I have months to fix it, it feels really taxing right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this video on week 8 of my pregnancy. Stay tuned for next week, week 9. I talk about how I overcame a few of the challenges that came up for me in week 8, how I handled a lot of the nutrition and body image things, and also what's coming up in my team as I implement changes. This isn't just a change for me, it's a change for everyone that works with me and my team. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit subscribe to get notified when that comes up. And until then, make sure that you are chasing your version of your dreams. I know that when I found out I was pregnant, a lot of people had questions of what are you gonna do? You're a traveler, you're an entrepreneur, all of these things. You can't do this, you can't do that. And honestly, I just wanna tell you, you get to have your version of whatever it is that you want. You just have to design it and work towards it, reverse engineer what it is. It is possible, okay? So until then, work on your dreams, your version of them, make sure that that's what you're working towards, and I'll see you later. Ciao.